Is Anu joining, Navinji? Should I wait?
No, Guruji, you can start. She'll be joining soon anyway. She is listening. She isn't around here. So
Okay.
it's fine.
Namaste, Biplaji.
नमस्ते नमस्ते हरिओम
Namish. Hari Om.
Hariom Guruji.
So I welcome all of you to today's session on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 17. This is one last but one chapter. Then we have the last chapter, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, which we'll take up in the next session. So next session will be the Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, Phalashruti, Mangalam. And also if we have, all the people available, we'll also do the mantra initiation in next chapter after the Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, we'll keep the mantra initiation session post the week after that. So today's session is on Shraddha, Traya, Vibhaga Yoga. Okay, hope all of you are able to see the screen. Chapter number 17 is Shraddha, Traya, Vibhaga Yoga. So I've told you earlier, the 18 chapters of the Gita carry the message of Tattvamasi, you are that. And the first 6 chapters are about Tvam, individual, Jiva, Jivatma. Chapter number 7 to 12 are about Tat, Ishvara. And chapter number 13 to 18 are about Asi. So now we're in the last section. We saw the process of discrimination, okay, to understand how the Jiva is Shiva, or individual is nothing but the supreme consciousness, Brahman. And how do you do that? It's a process of discrimination. First, Sri Krishna brought the teaching of Kshetra Vibhaga Yoga, which is object and subject, discrimination between what is object and what is pure subject. Okay, and in between there is a pseudo subject connecting the object and the subject. To discriminate, I am not the object, I am not the pseudo subject. The pseudo subject is the ego, which takes on many roles. Okay, which starts identifying with the objects, which identifies with the body, mind, intellect, the pseudo subject, takes the role of a subject. Then when you put the when you bring awareness onto the pseudo subject, okay, when you understand, when you put light through the process of questioning. So the Guru's job is to question the pseudo subject. So the process of Vedanta is the process of interrogation of the ego. Okay, so Guru is the interrogator. It's like a thief is caught by the police, and the police interrogate him. And then finally the truth is revealed by the thief. Okay, first the thief starts giving many stories. In the same way, the ego starts giving many stories, layers and layers of beliefs, concepts, identities. Okay, but the questioning of the Guru is very clear. Who are you? And that questioning penetrates through all the noise of the mind and tries to go to the core. That is the process of self-inquiry. Inquiring to who am I? To inquire who am I, you need to penetrate through all the layers and masks that is presented by the mind and the ego. Okay, that's a process of questioning. So that is Atma Anatma Viveka, Kshetra Kshetragna Viveka, then Guna Traya Viveka, which is understanding the 3 gunas and understanding that I'm Gunatita. Then in the previous chapter, chapter number 16, Sri Krishna Paramatma explained the qualities, the spiritual divine qualities and the demonic qualities that the individual has a possibility to resonate or be. Okay, and one who is of the divine qualities matures, and that maturity brings the possibility of meeting a guru, and the guru gives the Jnana, and the process of Shravana Manana Nidhyasa, this divine being transforms into divinity itself and attains liberation. This is the process. So the entire spiritual process is this way. So how many of you have bigger friends? How many of you? So everybody knows beggar, right? You know, you've seen beggars, right? Beggars on the street, they're begging. So how many of you have friends who are beggars? So many of you have friends who are probably CEOs, founders, okay, in very good positions, or maybe who are working in some places. How many of you have friends who are beggars, who make a living as a beggar? Okay, it's not a bad profession. Okay, there are so many millionaire beggars also we've heard of. Anybody has any friends who are beggars? Nobody, not even one. Namish, Shantiji, Prasadji,
No, Guruji.
nobody. So, what is your relationship to a beggar? Beggar is when you see a beggar, you maybe if you feel compassionate, you will give some money. Okay, that is all is the extent of your interaction. Anything more than that? Okay, then if you're having if you're in a restaurant, you're eating food and you see somebody comes and asks, maybe you pay for their meal, but that is the extent. That's all. It's a giving. You're a role. You play the role of a giving hand. Correct. So you play the role of a giving hand, but there is no close interaction. Why? Because it doesn't work. Your life and the beggar's life are completely different. Your consciousness and the beggar's consciousness are completely different. But you want to be in association with somebody who's enriching your life. Okay. So you understand that the beggar cannot enrich your life in any way. Okay. If anything, it's only trouble. So you're at a very safe distance, and maybe once in a while you contribute some money, but that's the extent of your relationship. Correct? So beggar consciousness and the much higher consciousness. Now, if an individual has beggar consciousness, why would God associate with the individual? So God is like the abundant person, like you. And the jiva is like beggar. It's always begging. The mind is always begging. Oh God, please give me this, please give me this, please give me this, please give me this. The tone of the mind in whatever said and done is begging. Anything different from that? Is asking. It's always asking. Asking at every different stage, you have different asking, but the asking never stops. As a child, you're asking something. As a teenager, you're asking something. In the middle age, you're asking something. Old age, you're asking something. At the point of death, also, you're asking something. Okay. Now, the individual mind is begging consciousness. Now, begging consciousness, why should God has the same approach? Okay. The individual asks something, Bhagavan gives and keeps him at a safe distance. Okay. There is no closeness because the mind is only seeking objects. When I say objects, it includes physical objects, mental objects, intellectual objects, and sensations, feelings. Okay. So the spiritual journey is evolution from begging consciousness to realizing the divine consciousness, to becoming the giver consciousness. Okay. That is a transition. Okay. From a begging consciousness, you transform into a giving consciousness. That giving is called Yajna. And that is the message of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. It is two messages, yoga and Yajna. Okay. Jnana and seva. That seva, that giving does not happen without Jnana. Jnana is the key. That Jnana brings the wisdom that I am divine and I can give. I give my presence, with my life becomes a giving from asking. Okay. So the entire spiritual journey is in the story told in this story. So there's a very wealthy person. Okay. There's a king. That king has a son, and the king and the son they're invited, and the son is very young, is a child. There is a carnival. In the carnival, the son is lost. Okay, and the son is in fact kidnapped. The son is kidnapped by the people who live in the forest, and he grows up in the forest. And the king has searched the whole kingdom everywhere. They're not able to find a son. It's been many years, almost 25 years. Now the son is an adult. And one day, the king's spies come and tell him, we have found your son. We have traced him. After 25 years, he is here. He's in this forest, but he is living like a beggar. Okay, with the Adivasis, he's living there. And he's living in this community. He has all these habits, all poor habits. Okay, he eats human flesh. Then he lives on the street. He doesn't wear clothes. He has no hygiene. He has no understanding of table manners. He has not even seen a table in his life. Okay, that is his state. Now, king wants to immediately go and embrace him and tell him that you are my son. Okay, but the ministers stop him. There's a wise minister. He stops him. No, 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 don't do that. Don't do that mistake. From where he is already rooted in certain way of life. If you go and tell him that you are the prince, you are the king, what do you think is going to happen? He is going to bring all that into your palace. Okay, he is going to distort the kingdom. And you expect him to make decisions? Imagine if he makes a decision on some aspect of the politics. What decision will he make? So we need to clean him up. Okay, clean him up, literally clean him up, physically clean him up, and mentally clean him up. Then there'll be a time when he matures. Then you reveal to him that you are the prince. So what they do is they get him to the palace. They give him a job. Okay, they give him a job, then they give him slowly responsibility. Then his responsibility grows. Then there's a certain mentoring constantly happening to him, subtle mentoring in various ways. Okay, finally, then they recognize, okay, he's mature, he's handling many things on his own. Then there's a war that has happened and he's able to handle situations. He's able to take decisions independently. Then the minister comes back and now it's the right time. You tell him that you are my son, you're the prince. Okay, then the king reveals to the boy, the man, that you are no other than my own son. The son is now able to handle all the emotions, all the complexities with a vision for the future. Okay, because he has matured. That is a spiritual process. That is the process of yoga. Yoga is the process of cleaning up. You are divine. You are that. No doubt about that. You are Amritasya Putraha. You are that consciousness, supreme conscious. No doubt about that. But there is a process of cleaning up. That's why I told you in the previous chapter. You will listen to the teaching, I am Brahman, but still it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up because of the monkey mind. So there's a process of yoga, which is the process of Chitta Shuddhi, some amount of maturity. Okay, so the Bhagavad Gita is both the teaching. It is the teaching, and that's why Krishna takes the time, 18 chapters, to go step by step. He doesn't jump. Okay, he gives the teaching initially in the second chapter. You are the Brahman, Supreme Consciousness. But again, he goes back into the teaching of Karma Yoga. Okay, and Bhakti Yoga, Kriya Yoga, Yajna, teaches Arjuna about Yajna, which is the science of purification, which is the way to live the life as an offering to Paramatma. And then again, in the last 6 chapters, bring the clarity through crystal clear Jnana, what I am not and what I am. And that is called Brahma Vidya. So Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. It is a process of cleaning up the beggar. So the ego is like the begging consciousness. So some amount of cleaning up. And the ego's habit patterns, programmings. Okay, because the ego is never associated with the divine. The ego is always associated with the world. And that there's some amount of deprogramming. No new programming is put. It's a process of deprogramming, removing all the programs. Then revealing what is already there. It's not giving you something. It is revealing what is already there. So that the prince is revealed that he is a prince. He doesn't become the prince in that sense. He's already born prince. But he's forgotten that and he's become something, he's identified with something else. And that identification is the problem. I am identified with something wrong. That is called Ajnana. So the entire problem in life is wrong identification. Now, for wrong identification, a right clarity is given. Okay, and then the teaching helps, the guru helps to have the right identification, which is I am Brahman. Okay, now that was the analogy of the prince and the his father king. But our case is a little different. Our case is like, our case is non-dual. Okay, in the story, there's still a duality. There is a father and there's a child. But life is non-dual. Okay, Brahman is non-dual. So now how does non-dual? It is like this. You are the king. You are the king. And you are sleeping. You are go to sleep. And you have a dream. In the dream, you're a beggar. Okay. In the dream, you become the beggar. And you've forgotten that you're a king. And you start suffering. Now that is the case of human being. Okay. There's a dream happening. In the dream, I'm a beggar. Now who is the beggar? The beggar is the king. And the king is the beggar simultaneously. Okay. But the beggar is identified with the dream world and the role and body of the beggar and is suffering. For that, the teaching is given that you are not the beggar. In reality, this is only an appearance. The reality is you are the king. Okay. Now the beggar is to realize the truth, which is beyond the sense organs. The king is beyond the sense organs, but is available to experience. Because how does this beggar experience the king? As inner self. The inner self of the beggar is king. In the same way, the inner self, your inner self is nothing but Paramatma. To realize I am that, I am the divinity, I am consciousness, is the message of the Bhagavad Gita. So the beggar realizes this is a dream. I am not a beggar. I am the king. Okay? Any doubts? So today's chapter is about the requirement for realization. One of the key ingredients is called Shraddha or faith. So what is the Shraddha is what this chapter is about. And Sri Krishna Paramatma explains the three types of Shraddha, the three different types of faith. Okay, so shloka number 1 to 7 is about different types of faith, then different types of food. This is all based on the gunas. So sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Tamasic faith, rajasic faith, sattvic faith. Sattvic faith. Then sattvic food, rajasic food, tamasic food. Then types of tapas, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, charity. And then finally, Om Tat Sat. So all the chapters of the Gita, I told you, end with Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. But it precedes with Om Tat Sat. All chapters end with Om Tat Sat. You might have heard this Om Tat Sat. It's there in many texts and it's also there in the Bhagavad Gita. Om Tat Sat. What is this Om Tat Sat? Krishna brings the understanding of that in the last section of the chapter. So today's chapter is, the overview is this. Faith, the different types of sattva, rajas, tamas and their attributes, and what is Om Tat Sat. Okay, so now about faith. Shraddha. Shraddha is faith. Actually, many of these Sanskrit words, Shraddha, Dharma, Tapas, Yoga, Jnana, Mukti, Moksha, Sadguru, okay, they don't have a English translation, in the sense, a true translation. Some vague translation can be there, like Shraddha is translated as faith. But what is faith? What is normally understood as faith, and what is Shraddha is far away from each other. Okay, what is Dharma? What is actually Dharma is, and what is translated as, they're all, the meaning is, the difference is the difference of sky and earth. Okay, so we need to understand what is faith, what is its role in our life, And various aspects of the mind or understandings that we have about trust, something called as belief and faith, which are interchangeably used and used in the wrong way. That needs clarification, and we'll understand that. Okay. So all of you have heard this word Shraddha, faith. What is faith? And is there a difference between trust, belief, and faith, or are they the same? So what is faith? Anybody? Anu, what is faith?
I think if you talk colloquially, they sort of mean the same. Have faith in God, have trust that things will happen. So at a mundane level, they sort of mean the same thing.
That's what I mean. So what do you have? You have trust in God, belief in God, or faith in God?
All three.
All three in God. Okay. Anybody else? Prasadji, what is faith? What is Shraddha?
Faith is basically, well, rather, I'll start with the belief. Belief is more kind of, it's a blind, kind of a blindfolded, kind of a blind, you don't know about it, but so you take it for, because people talk about it and then you believe that.
Okay.
Faith is you have utmost reverence and respect,
Okay.
and therefore you accept it without any doubt.
Okay.
Especially the Vedas basically, or faith in Guru. So that's the Shraddha part of it. Trust is basically you build that trust in terms of, that's by kind of, you allow time and then you acceptance of each other. Basically, there are two parties involved, generally speaking. That's trust, or you know that it is going to happen. If you engage with some person or something, or certain things will happen. So, but faith is the utmost reverence and respect to whatever it is, the topic.
Okay. Anybody else? Viplavji, Shantiji, Radhika, any other answer?
Yeah. So Guruji, based on this diagram and just practically what I feel is faith is
Diagram
achieved.
देखो.
Faith is achieved only when we have trust on someone. Now, because I have seen my parents doing puja since childhood, they are placing trust on a particular belief,
Okay.
I have the faith that if I follow that same path,
Okay.
I mean, I will be granted wellness, for example.
Okay.
So,
Mixing of all three, belief and faith.
similarly, yeah, I mean, to make it more clear, similarly, when I'm traveling by plane or by bus,
Okay.
everyone, I mean, I trust the driver because of his skills, or the pilot because of his skills, and that's why I put faith in him. And when and do not get scared while flying or while riding in a bus, something like that. So the basis for faith is trust.
Okay.
According.
Okay. Any other answer? Seema, Panna, Viplav, Amish, Naveen.
Sorry, I was listening. So I think one grows into the other. What starts as trust becomes belief and ultimately ends up as faith.
Okay. Okay. Any other answer? So trust is, let's start with trust first. So the trust, belief, and faith. First thing to understand is they're not the same. Okay, they're very different from each other and they play different roles in our life. Trust is, I'll start with trust because that is a starting point. What is the starting point for a child? The child is born. The child has no discriminative analytical thinking faculty. Okay, it has no self in the sense, it has no concept of self, it has no concept of preservation of self, defend for the self. It is at the mercy of existence. Correct? Your child is the murti of existence. The mother puts something into the mouth. The child has no thought whether to verify it, not verify it, no thought whether I should verify it. The child drinks the mother's milk. Okay? The child is in absolute trust that it is not poisonous. Okay? The child, whatever the mother gives, it eats. There's absolute trust that what mother is giving is good for me. And that's called trust. It is primordial. It's existential. So the child then jumps. Okay, it learns to walk. It falls. But there's an understanding that the earth will not move. It will be the same. So there's a primordial understanding of existence, and that's called trust. So all the physicists, scientists, they do experiment based on the primordial trust that those primordial principles don't change. Okay? They'll do some experiment, keeping some things, taking some things for granted. Okay? I'll do an experiment. I'll pass some light through something. My assumption before I do the experiment, there are a lot of things that I don't know. But one thing I know for certain is that light behaves in this way only. That's called trust. Okay? If I shoot a laser, the light will go like this. It will not go like that. That is trust. If I throw an apple up, it will fall down because there is gravity. It's called trust. It is existential in nature. It's taken for granted. Okay? You will plan for tomorrow because you trust that tomorrow there'll be a tomorrow. That's called trust. You don't question whether there'll be earth tomorrow, sun tomorrow. You assume that there'll be that. Now, the question is, should the existence respond to your assumption? Should there be tomorrow? Not necessarily. Okay, but it is there. Okay, and then you go on with your life, and that's called trust. That is primordial. You understand what is trust? You trust without, there's no thinking involved. It's more deeper. You understand? It is existential, and that the trust in the operation of existence. I'm not talking trust in the sense of I trust this person. Before you trust the person, you assume that the person is going to be there. That is trust. You assume that you and the person both are going to be there to see the transaction. That is trust. So think about it. You will tell, oh, if I trust this person, I'm giving money. Okay. Now it's a transaction. But beyond the transaction, there is a primordial trust that both of you will exist to see the day that your trust will come true. That is trust. Not the trust that he'll give the money or he'll not give the money. You understand? So trust is existential. What you take for granted. Okay? It is called trust. It is also called grace. It is given to you. You don't have to worry about it. Okay? The child does not have to be worried whether the mother is feeding the child poison or not. It is unnecessary for the child to know. It is taken care of. So a lot of things in your life are taken care of for you. That's called trust, and that's called grace. You trust that. You trust that life is like that. You understand? And that's why I told you. And this trust, who is it given by? It is given by existence. Okay? Lord gives that trust in you. Ishwara gives that trust in you. So who gives trust? It comes to you from Ishwara, Lord, directly. And that's why you never have to worry about it. Anything that comes from anybody, you have to worry about it. Somebody will snatch it from me. It is coming from God. That's why you never ever have to worry about it. You never have to worry whether the earth will stay. When you jump, you don't have to worry whether the earth will catch you. It will catch you. Okay. So there's a nice quotation that I read somewhere. Whenever you fall, I'll be there for you. Whenever you fall, I'll be there for you. The quotation is written by the floor. Okay. So you can always, whenever you jump, you can assume you can trust that the ground is going to be there. Okay. You don't have to worry whether should I jump or not. Okay. If that trust is not there, can you imagine life? If you have to question everything before you take an action, you can't function in life. So there's an aspect that is taken care of by existence, and it puts your mind to deep rest. Think about the child who has to think before putting anything into its mouth. It will not grow. Think about a child who has to learn to walk. If it thinks that the floor itself won't be there, okay, it distorts life. You can't grow. So the trust is given by Bhagavan to help you to grow. You don't have to question many things. Is trust clear? What is trust? Trust is existential, given by Ishvara, the Lord, the totality, about the totality, about the functioning of the totality. Okay. Then comes belief. What is belief? Belief is, so you heard the statement, do you believe in God? So how many of you believers in God? Raise your hand. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Naveen, do you believe in God?
Yeah, to an extent, I guess.
Put down your
Yeah.
hand. Oh, sorry, what is that, Naveen?
Sorry, I'm driving. So I can't come on video. But yeah, to an extent, I do believe in God.
To an
Or I
extent,
believe in a supreme being.
you believe in a
In a
supreme.
supreme being, yeah.
Okay. So there was a Sufi master. Seema, you're also, that is, what is that? You want to vote or you believe in God?
No, Guruji. It's, I believe in God.
You believe in God. Okay. So let us understand what is belief. So there was a Sufi master, enlightened master. He doesn't stay anywhere. He keeps on traveling. Okay. Then they call him to the prayer hall. The villagers want to make him talk to the audience. So they force him and they invite him. He comes to the prayer hall. And they want to talk him to talk about God. So he asked the question, how many of you believe in God? Okay, then everybody raised their hand. Everybody raised their hand. Then he looks at everybody, he tells, oh, everybody believes in God. Then what should I talk about? And he goes. Okay. Then next day again they invite him. This time everybody's decided, we are not going to raise our hand. He asks, how many of you believe in God? Nobody raises their hand. Then he tells, nobody believes in God. Then what can I tell you? Then he goes. Then third day, he's invited again. This time they strategize. 50% raise hand, 50% don't raise hand. Yes. How many of you believe in God? 50% raise hand, 50% don't raise. Then he tells, those who believe, please explain to the ones who don't believe. And he goes, belief means what? Believe in God means, I don't know God. It's called, in the Hindi, if I give more in the local language, it's called manyata. Have you heard the word called manyata? Manyata, everybody has heard? Namesh, Anu, everybody? Radhika, you've heard this word called
Yeah.
manyata?
Yeah, man.
मान्यता means belief. मान्यता means मैं मानता हूं, मैं जानता नहीं हूं, पर मैं मानता हूं. You understand? There is no knowledge, there is no understanding, realization. In the absence of that, मैं मानता हूं. You understand? So belief is an absence of, is a substitute for Jnana. For example, if I ask you, Namish, are you a man or a woman?
Man,
Other first, man, I'm a man. Do you believe you're a man? Or do you know you're a man?
I know I'm a man.
You know you're a man, right? You don't have to believe you're a man. So all the people who tell, I believe in God, that means what? You don't know God. So Sanatana Dharma is not about belief. It is about knowing God. Okay, the knowing God is Jnana. Believing God means what? Belief means I don't know something and I substitute that lack of knowledge and realization with a manyata. Manyata because somebody told me, it's a It's a concept. Okay. Belief is a concept. And who gives this concept? Trust is given by God. Who is belief given by? So you believe in one God, somebody else believes in some other God. Both of you don't know God. Okay. Belief is given by, and from that person's beliefs comes from somewhere. The other person who builds some other God's belief comes from somewhere. Both the beliefs comes from society. You understand? So belief is a concept or a manyata given by the society. Okay. Belief means I don't know, but I believe. I substitute that lack of knowledge with belief, with a way forward. You understand? Would you understand? Belief is I don't know, but I think it is so and I believe it. The premise of belief is I don't know. Okay. And the moment you say I believe in God, what are you saying? That you don't know God. You don't know anything about Bhagwan. You believe some concept it's a concept. The statement I believe in God is that I am living in a concept. Is it clear? I believe in God is equal to I am living in a concept. Any doubts in that? Any doubts? So belief is only a concept picked up from society. But that concept, there are two types of belief. The belief can be empowering or it can be disempowering. For example, in many parts of society, parts of the world, there is a belief that women should cover their, body completely, and women should not work. Women should not vote. Okay, women should not take a job. So what? So that's a belief. Is that reality or is that belief? First thing. Okay, it's a belief. Now, is that an empowering belief or a disempowering belief? It is a disempowering belief. It cuts your freedom, the woman's freedom. Okay, in the same way, that's a disempowering belief. There's an empowering belief that you can achieve anything you can. Okay, there's a divine in you. You can create the life that you want. All these are empowering beliefs. So that in our life, we have picked up many beliefs from society. Okay, the child picks up various beliefs, consciously and unconsciously. You are nothing but your beliefs. Please understand. What you believe in is what your life is. Okay, manyata. Jo mante ho, that is what you experience in life. So if you're experiencing a certain life, it is because the beliefs have led you there. If your beliefs were different, for example, if somebody had a belief that if I go leave this place and go out, I will prosper. Okay. And that belief created their life. Somebody has a belief, if I go out of my country, I'll be cursed. The gods will be angry at me and I'll be cursed. Okay. Then that's a disempowering belief. So same way, life has the society gives various levels of beliefs. And the job of the guru is to recognize what beliefs are operating in you and help you drop your disempowering beliefs and strengthen your empowering beliefs and move from belief to faith. This is a spiritual journey. So in your life, if you're suffering, it's because of some disempowering beliefs. Because the suffering is because of thought. Thought is because of deep-rooted belief system. And the belief is not in conscious mind. Belief is in subconscious mind. Please understand. Belief about yourself, belief about life, beliefs about wealth, belief about the world, belief about leadership, belief about divine, all these beliefs operate. So there's a very nice book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Okay, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad talks about two children who are raised by two fathers who have two different belief systems. Okay, one father has a very empowering belief system, and the another father has a very disempowering belief system. Okay, but both the children are innocent. The child gets exposed to the belief system, but fortunately for this child, this child gets exposed to both the belief systems because he's friends with the other child, and he starts at the home, he's getting the disempowering belief system, but he starts listening to the empowering belief system from the friend's father. Okay, then he's able to imbibe that. In the same way, we have all been exposed to various beliefs which we have never questioned. We have never questioned. We've just accepted it as reality, and that has built our, that has created our life. Simplest question that I asked you: do you believe in God? All of you said yes. Okay, but God is not a matter of belief. God is a matter of realization. Where did you get this belief? So if you are from Sanatana Dharma, the answer you should have given to this question is, no, I don't believe in God. I know God. Why you didn't tell that answer? The answer you should have told is, God is not a matter of belief. I know God. Okay, like how I know I am a man, how I know I'm a woman. I know God. It is reality. It is not a matter of belief. Why you didn't tell that answer? You told yes. Now, the beauty of yes and no is, the one who believes, okay, one who says, I believe in God, the one who says, I don't believe in God, both of them have a belief. Please understand. You understand? You have a belief about some God. It's a concept. In some concept. God for you is some concept. Okay? The person who says, I don't believe, also has some concept. Both of you are a prisoner of concept. But spirituality is not about beliefs. Religion is about beliefs. Please understand. That's why religion says, believe in God. In religion, you can't question the belief. You can't say why, who, where, no. But spirituality is questioning all beliefs. Questioning what beliefs are operating in me. Questioning the belief, I believe in God, means what? That means there's a duality. There's I and there's God. Okay? There's a separation. Then questioning whether the separation is real. Going to the core and questioning your beliefs is called spirituality, spiritual journey. It's not listening to some Gyan. It is seeing what beliefs are operating in me. Okay? Are those empowering beliefs? Are those disempowering? Are they, if they're disempowering, throw them out. If they're empowering, are they right? Evaluate and move towards the truth. So journey is from belief to truth. That's why it's called Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityoma Amrutangamaya. The Asat is belief. From Asat to Sat, from Manyata to Janyata. From Manna to Janna is a journey. You understand? Now, you all go to temple. Everybody goes to temple. Your temple, you bow down to the idol. There's a divine, beautiful idol. And you say, God is in that idol. Correct? You bow down because God is in the idol. Now, is that a belief? Is that Manyata or Janyata? Is that Manna or Janna? It is Manna. You know why? Because your conscious mind says, okay, there is God in that. But deep subconscious, you know it's a stone. Okay, deep subconscious, there is your logical, the intellectual understanding, it's a stone. Right? So there's a conflict between the conscious mind, programming, which you got from your society, parents and everything, and a deep scientific understanding, there is a stone. They don't align. My knowledge is a stone, plus my programming, plus my desire overrides my logic. Because I'm standing in front of the deity, I want the stone to be divine because I want something from the divine. Okay? But the temple was not built for that. The temple was built by the Gnani, the rishis. It's not Manyata. For the rishi, the stone is not a belief that there is God. The rishi understands and knows how stone is God. That's called Gnana. Not only stone is God, everything is Bhagwan. That rishi has a Gnana. And the temple came from that understanding. but now it's become manyata. Okay? But with gnana, with maturity, with purification, with atmagnana, with the teaching of the Guru, you will come to the realization, gnana, that the stone is not stone, it's God only. Not only the stone, the sarvam kaludidam brahma. Totality is nothing but God. And that is called Shraddha, faith. You understand? Now, this faith, you have earned it. So there is trust which is given by Ishvara, belief which is given by society, and faith which you earned with gnana, with discrimination, with teaching of Guru, with association with satsanga. Okay? And in faith, it's not blind faith. You have gone through the process of validation. Okay? You have gone through the process of checks. And there's an alignment at conscious, subconscious. There's clarity. For example, when Swami Vivekananda, when he was Narendranath, he met Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Okay, many people used to meet Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He also met Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Many people just bow down to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Ramakrishna, there's a belief. Okay, this person is a Mahatma, bow down to. Okay, belief or faith or whatever. But Swami Vivekananda, Narendranath, he wants to validate. Okay, he does various checks, tests. He tests the Guru. Okay, he puts money under the pillow of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. The moment Ramakrishna Paramahamsa goes to sleep, he jumps out. Okay, because he's so pure, he understands that there is money. So then Swami Vivekananda understands, okay, this person really is a Mahatma. The moment he comes to that conclusion himself, with discrimination, with association, with gnana, it is unshakable. And that is called Shraddha. That's why Shraddha comes under the one of the 6 sadhana sampatti. Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhana, Mumukshatva. So one of the sampat means wealth. Wealth earned, not inherited. What you inherit is belief. Okay, just inherit, like a disease you inherit. Okay, but faith, Shraddha, is earned with your maturity, with your tests, with you applying your discrimination, with you applying your logical mind and coming to conclusions. And that can never be shaken. Okay, that's why it's called Shraddha. It's wealth. It cannot be shaken. But belief can be shaken. Belief can be questioned. Belief can always be questioned because it's a concept. Belief always fails, no matter what belief it is, empowering or disempowering. Ultimately, it's a belief. So my guru used to tell, everybody has heard about the rat race, right? You all have heard of the rat race. We're all in a rat race. So he used to tell, whether you win or lose in the rat race, ultimately you're still a rat. So what if you win? You are still a rat. Even if you lose, you're a rat. Even if you win, you're a rat. Same way, the belief, no matter what belief it is, ultimately it's a concept. It's a manyata. It's a game of the mind. Okay? It has some utility value, no doubt about it. It has a utility value. Please understand. It has a utility value. It has a transactional value in the world. No doubt about it. But it's not reality. Okay? Just because it has a utility value, it is not reality. It has a vyavaharika existence. It does not have a paramarthika existence. Okay? That's where Shraddha comes into picture. Shraddha is beyond belief. Shraddha is a deep-rooted clarity. Jnana, Jnana, not manya. Jnana, that I am bowing down to Paramatma himself. It's not a belief, not because my parents told me to bow down. No. I have the clarity. And that in that clarity, my bowing down is sahaja, natural. In fact, so there's a text called Ashtavakra Gita. In the Ashtavakra Gita, like how Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, Ashtavakra Gita is a dialogue between sage Ashtavakra, who is a Gnani, Sadguru, and Janaka Maharaja. So Janaka Maharaja gets Atmagnana from Ashtavakra. The moment he gets Atmagnana, Spontaneously, he bows down. Ashtavakra asks, who are you bowing down to? Janaka Maharaj says, I am bowing down to myself. Okay? This is not a statement of arrogance. This is a statement of deep clarity that my own self is divine. Okay, the bowing down happens spontaneously. I bow down to my divine self. Can you imagine? You are able to see the divinity in your own self. Otherwise, when you see a very beautiful idol, you bow down. Okay, something very glorious, you bow down. Wow, you say, wow, it touches you. Imagine being touched by your own inner self. Can you imagine? Imagine finding the divinity within. That makes you bow down to your own self. That's called realization. And that is from out of Jnana, not belief. Not a belief that there is divinity in me. No. It is realizing it, knowing it. Okay? And that knowing can only happen because of a guru and satsanga. Okay, that is why Shraddha is very important in life. Without Shraddha, there is no spiritual journey possible. You have to have Shraddha in the guru. Ultimately, it boils down to guru. Okay? You can have Shraddha in God. That the moment you say I have faith in God, that statement is meaningless because God is only a concept to you. But the guru is flesh and blood. He or she cannot be a concept. Okay, you can see the guru. That's why there's a tradition of Gurukula system where the child or the disciple had to stay with the guru. Gurukula means the person stays with the guru. In that staying with the guru, the person sees the guru in a very close proximity. The person sees, does the guru have, is there a match between what the guru is saying and what the guru is doing? Is there a match between, guru is talking about silence? Is he also really silent? Guru is talking about dropping anger and tyaga and all that. Is he also living like that? He or she. So that evaluation process happens in the Gurukula, where the person stays with the guru and that builds faith, Shraddha. And out of the Shraddha, there is a crystal clear, unshakable faith in the words of the master. And the master says, Tattvamasi. The disciple knows there is no ulterior motive. There's no personal gain. If the master is telling me I am God, because the master is God. Master is not telling me to boost my ego or make me do some work or take my wealth or nothing like that. If the master is telling Tattvamasi, it's coming from Bhagwan himself. And I have validated as much as possible with my intelligence the fact that who the master is. This is the process. Okay? That faith comes with clarity, Jnana. Do you understand? And if there's a real master, doesn't play with that faith. Okay, there are many gurus, many so-called gurus. Now, who's a guru also is very difficult to understand. The who's a master is extremely difficult to understand. It's just good fortune to get a master. That's all we can be told about it. Because you never know. Somebody like Sri Krishna is Jagat Guru. Now, what external qualities Sri Krishna has? Sri Krishna is a politician. He's a musician. He's married to so many women. Then he's instrumental in death of many people. But he's Jagat Guru. Somebody like Sri Krishna can be Jagat Guru. Okay, somebody like Shankaracharya can be Jagat Guru. He's only a child. Okay, 8-year-old boy. He's Jagat Guru. Then there is Mata Amritanami, uneducated, coming from a fisherman's family, but spreads love and wisdom around the world. Jagat Guru, Sadguru. Okay, doesn't have a beard. So Sadguru has no external qualities. So you cannot tell that this person is a guru or not by some external qualities. The only way you'll know is whether the person is speaking the truth, living the truth. That you have to evaluate in close proximity. Now, even in that, there can be corruption. Somebody can pretend. Okay. One case is somebody is very good at talking, doesn't have the realization. Another case is somebody really believes that they are a guru. Okay, really believes that they're enlightened. What is enlightenment? They don't know. But belief has a concept of enlightenment and has probably some skills, good communication skills, and can present to you and can attract people. Or another case is that person is very popular. So you don't go to question. Okay, everybody says he's a guru. Okay, person has a title Sadguru. Everybody calls Sadguru. He's a guru. You have not validated because everybody is saying Sadguru, guru. Okay, then there's a genuine guru. Okay, a genuine guru most of the time does not have many followers. Even that statement is not absolutely true. Like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had only few followers in his lifetime. Because to recognize a guru, a Sadguru, it takes a maturity. A very mature person comes in contact with a Sadguru. And a Sadguru has no interest in any other aspect apart from enlightenment. So one day Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is sitting and suddenly he jumps under the bed. Then all the disciples ask him, why are you going under the bed? Then Ramakrishna tells, I saw from the window that this man is coming. There's a Seth is coming. I know why he's coming. He's coming for blessing from me for money. I don't want to meet him. Okay? Sadguru is only interested in Jnana. The Guru does not get into any. So there are many Gurus who, to build, to scale, there are tools of scale. Tools of scale is give what the disciple wants. Okay, the disciple has some trouble, then the Guru says, "Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of your troubles." Okay, good. Disciple has this problem, that problem. Guru tells, "I will take care of all the problems." Arjuna has some problem, no? Krishna never tells, "I'll take care of the problem." Krishna gives Jnana and asks. Krishna doesn't tell, "I will fight for you." No. Krishna gives Jnana and tells, "You fight now." Okay, the real Guru is only interested in your growth. Is to empower you, not empower in that sense, is to remove all your false beliefs, disempowering beliefs, and bring the Jnana. So Buddha, before he died, he told, be the light onto yourself. The purpose of the Guru is to awaken the Guru in you. Okay, and the Guru doesn't use any cheap tricks to do that. No cheap tricks of doing some miracles, okay, fulfilling some desire, nothing like that. So Ramana Maharshi people used to go to Ramana Maharshi with all sorts of problems. He only used to ask one question. Who is asking the question? He's Shiva himself. He can tell, no, don't worry, it'll be taken care of. He doesn't tell that. Because telling that doesn't solve the problem of the person. It might solve that problem that they have, but doesn't solve the real problem, which is Ajnana. The focus of the Guru is Jnana. Okay? And for Jnana, he does not bring Jnana he does not corrupt Jnana. Ramana Maharshi, so much so Ramana Maharshi will ask, no matter what suffering people come with, of course, people in the presence of Ramana Maharshi would heal because of their faith. But if the question is asked to Ramana Maharshi, oh, I'm suffering, this is my problem, please help. Ramana Maharshi will only ask, who is asking the question? He doesn't tell, oh, I'll take care of you, don't worry, I'll heal the problem. No. Because focus on Jnana. Krishna can easily tell Arjuna. He can give a motivating speech. He can tell you, I am there with you, Arjuna. I am Paramatma himself. Don't worry, as long as you are with me, there's no defeat for you. You will win. No guarantees. Krishna only tells, this is the truth. And the choice is yours. And he doesn't enforce also. This is the truth, as I understand it. That's why he tells, Sarvopanishado Gao Dogda Gopal Nandana. Whatever I'm telling, I am not telling it. It is told in the Upanishads. This is the truth. And the choice is up to you. If you want to take it, use it. Okay? The Guru never enforces. This is the truth. You take it. If you feel this is right, do it. You understand? But for all this to happen, the base requirement is, of course, trust is already there, which is existential inbuilt. The base requirement is transcending beliefs and Shraddha, which only comes from an unshakable Shraddha. Please understand. And that's why the unshakable Shraddha does not come until you associate with the living master, Sadguru. That is the importance of Sadguru in your life. Okay? And there may be many gurus. But if you don't have a close association, no matter how much consciously you know that Sadguru, subconscious transformation doesn't happen. The subconsciousness transformation happens only with the close proximity. Okay? A close proximity is key because in close proximity, nothing is left to believe. In distance, like if the Guru is no more in the body, like somebody like Ramakrishna or Ramana Maharshi or Krishna for that matter, or a Guru who is geographically very far, or if there's a distance, and if the Guru doesn't accept you as a Shishya, only you accept that person as a Guru, in all these cases, a lot is left to assumptions. Okay? And that assumption become a tremendous great pitfall or trouble. Because you go on living with your own concepts, superimposing that these concepts are signed by the Guru. You understand? So people do all sorts of things in the name of God. They kill people. They tell, because Lord is pleased by doing this. Why? Distance. The real Shraddha, the faith, the Jnana happens in the Upanishad. That's why it's called Upanishad. Upanishad means to sit beside a master. And when they tell sit, they literally mean sit. To sit physically close to the master. And the master has to be physical because whatever is not physical, right? Whatever is not in your realm of experience is a concept for you. Okay? The moment the God becomes mental, becomes a concept. Your own subconscious mind will throw some thought. And so there are many people in the mental hospital, where they're listening to the voice of God. God is telling them to do all these things. God is telling me to kill. God is telling me to do this. God is not telling. It's their own mind. Okay? But in the case of the Guru, it doesn't happen. That's why in the case of Krishna and Arjuna, there is no room for assumption left in Arjuna's mind. Okay? Arjuna can ask the question to the Krishna and Krishna will clarify. So in the real spiritual journey, the Guru is present there to cross-check and cut through the nonsense of the concepts. Okay, Guru will never allow any wrong belief concept to rise. Okay, immediately when the Guru identifies, okay, the Shishya is going in this thought thread, he brings him back to the truth. That is the importance of the Guru. You understand? And people think, why do I need a Guru for enlightenment? Without Guru, without Shraddha, everything is just a concept. Please understand. A mental concept, another dream. To get out of the dream, you need somebody who's out of the dream. And that somebody who's out of the dream you should have it's a close association, like a spouse. Okay? You can't live with the imaginary spouse. Okay? You need a living spouse, right? In the same way, the Guru has to be living to correct wherever the correction is required to correct you. And these corrections, please understand, are so subtle, very, very subtle. And only a very sharp intellect with discrimination can catch that. Otherwise, the slightest ignorance, the mind springs back again. Okay? That's why it's called the spiritual journey is like walking on the razor's edge. It's so difficult. Little bit here and there, you fall back into ignorance. And people, please understand, people fall back into various levels of ignorance without the right guidance. To get the right guidance is the fortune of many, many life. Bahunam janmanamante gnanavan mam prapadyate. To get a living master is the greatest fortune. And the Shastras never tell, don't just accept somebody as a master. Validate. You have your intellect, discrimination, apply that, validate, then Shraddha will grow. And with that Shraddha, you will have unshakable faith that this person who is sitting in front of me is a master, is a Sadguru, is not a human being. And that Shraddha will help you receive whatever the master tells, will become Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa. Otherwise, it's some person telling me. Okay, it's like, it doesn't matter. Even Google also tells me I am that. This person is also telling me I am that. There's no difference. Okay, but the Shraddha that this person is not a person, is Bhagwan, is Sadguru, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva, Maheshwara. Then that touches you. It transforms you. That is the role of Shraddha. So Shraddha is clear? Everybody? So everybody is clear? Trust, belief and faith, they're different. Okay. So for the beliefs, so belief is an entire session itself. I have earlier also done belief systems classes. So we have a lot of belief systems which operate unconsciously at a subconscious level within us, which don't come to our conscious realm. What comes to our conscious realm is only thought. The thought comes from a deep-rooted subconscious belief. And to change your life, if you're suffering in life, it's because of some belief. For example, if somebody's suffering with some financial problem or health problem, okay, that is because of the deep-rooted belief that they have. And when did they get the belief? Belief is a programming. When was it programmed? It was programmed in childhood. Okay, in the childhood, somebody told money is evil, and that has gone deep into the child's consciousness. And the child, even as an adult, cannot embrace, cannot grow because of the deep-rooted belief. You understand? So belief and belief systems, I usually take up a different session for it altogether. So I'll talk in detail more about belief in that session. But you need to understand, belief means manyata. Manyata means no jnana. It's just lack of wisdom. And God is not a matter of belief. God is realization. I know as my own self. That is Sanatana Dharma. That is Upanishad. That is Bhagavad Gita. That is Vedanta. Okay? Namish, clear? So trust is given by
Yes,
God.
Guruji.
Belief is given by whom? Society. Faith is what you develop. Okay? You develop it with the you leverage your prarabdha karma because of whatever punya you've done earlier. It gives you a good beginning. Okay? Good gives you the fortune of meeting a guru, and you're able to recognize the divinity. Ultimately, that is faith. The only faith that you need to know in what is relevant in our life is the faith in the master whose words will bring liberation. Okay, the faith is not for, okay, master will take care of my problems. Faith is there is this person. The faith for Arjuna is Krishna is Paramatma in flesh and blood, sitting just right behind me. Okay, in the situation that I'm in, and is established in the truth. And his words can also bring that transformation in me, can transform my mind, and can help me establish in the truth that I am also the same reality. The master and I there's no duality between master and I. It's one consciousness. That is called, and that happens because of Shraddha. That's why Shraddha is important. Okay. Now, Krishna talks about Shraddha as it trickles down based on the composition of the being. The being can be sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic. So, sattvic, again, the example is given of Vibhishana. Rajasic person is Ravana. Tamasic person is Kumbhakarna. So, sattvic person is more devotional, pious. Rajasic person is full of activity. Tamasic person is lazy, eating, sleeping. Now, first, Krishna talks about how does the person, sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic, worship. The sattvic person worships the divine gods. Okay? And the worship is, for example, so most of you have children, right? Now the children, you as a parent, do you want a child to worship you? Listen to you? Okay. Do you want a child to put your photograph, your idol, and worship you, do puja, arti, kumkum, and flower, or listen to the words of wisdom that you give? What is real worship? Putting your photo and worshipping, or the words of wisdom that you give, or the direction that you give, following that? What is real worship? Anybody? Radhika? Radhika, you have children?
Yes, Guruji, yes, yeah. Worshipping is actually observing and following their path. I mean, following their footsteps.
Listening to your words, right? Not
Yeah.
putting photo and not having your photograph and doing arti to that. So, worship of Bhagwan means what? Are doing arti to the idol, or listening to, following the teachings, understanding the teachings of Bhagwan?
Following the
Worship of Krishna is not puja of idol of Krishna. It is understanding Bhagavad Gita, which is the direct teaching of Krishna, Bhagavad Gita. So it's like this: your child, instead of listening to what you're saying, is having a sculpture, having a mini sculpture of you and doing arti to that, but doing whatever the child wants. So most people do this. Instead of understanding the teachings of Bhagavan, imbibing that into their life, do arti, puja. That is not puja. Real puja is worship. Real worship of God is bringing that quality into your life. That's why the sattvic person worships. For example, somebody is an actor. He or she wants to become a great actor, and he has pictures of pictures of all great actors. Not with the hope that one day that actor will come to that person's house, but with the hope that I will also perform like that one day. And that is a sattvic person. Sattvic person worships Bhagwan, not with the hope that someday Bhagwan will come in front of me and bless me with all that I want. No. That someday I will become like that. You understand? I will ascend and the divinity will flow through me. That is the difference. You understand? So the sattvic person's worship is, the sattvic person can worship Lakshmi, Shiva, Ganesha, many gods, but not to get something out of that divinity. It's to start radiating that divinity in the world. You understand? That is called sattvic worship. Then there's a rajasic worship. The rajasic person worships the rich yakshas, the powerful, and the rakshasas. Now, please, again, I told you, these are all English translations, but they're not right translation. In the world, there are people who worship the rich, okay, worship politicians, okay, they worship film stars, they worship great tech leaders. That's also worship. Don't think worship means just worshiping God. They are worshiping, that is their higher ideal that they aspire for. So some people worship politicians. So more, actually, in fact, I don't know if in other parts of the world, there's so much craze in many South Indian states that anytime film actors movie is going to be released, right? They have a giant hoarding and they pour milk on that hoarding. You can see this in the many videos, right? Have you seen? Anybody seen? When there's a big release of big movie star, there's a giant hoarding which is 100 feet tall or 50 feet high, and they pour milk on that. These people, not one day they poured milk on Shivalinga, but on that actor's head hoarding, they pour milk. That is worship. Okay, many people give their life because that actor is didn't speak to me or didn't see me. That is worship. Okay, many people go and try to meet powerful people. That is worship. That is also worship. So the different types of worship. The rajasic person worship the rich and the powerful, and in the worship you can know what is the aspiration. Okay, you can know the aspiration of the person by what that person worships. And you can know what that person worships by the imagery in their life, in their house, in their phone, in the wallpaper, in the laptop screensaver. There are so many signals. So there's this person called Sherlock Holmes, no, the fictional character. The Sherlock Holmes has a power of deduction. He can deduce. He look at you. Okay, he sees some dirt on your feet. He understands that you've just gone to the ground. He sees some ink behind your ear. He understands that you have a child who's poured ink on you. So it's called deduction. So you can deduce what this person worship and what this person aspires looking at the characteristics. Okay, so that's why the popular example given is the Purohit in the Krishna temple and the Purohit in the Shiva temple. The Purohit in the Krishna temple has some 10 rings. Every finger has one ring, gold ring. Okay, and has a chain, gold chains. Okay, and he treats people. Somebody puts 10 rupees in the Aarti, he treats them differently. Somebody puts 100 rupees, treats them differently. But the Purohit in the Shiva temple has one old, same used, what is that? Dhoti, one Rudraksha, and some ashes. Okay, what is he worshipping? He is worshipping Shiva, who is detachment. And the detachment is shown in his life. The Purohit in the Krishna temple, he is worshipping abundance. I'm not telling that something wrong with the Purohit in the Krishna temple. I'm telling what you worship that starts reflecting in your life. You understand? The Shiva temple, this guy is worshipping Jnana, Vairagya. The Krishna guy is worshipping abundance, Lakshmi. Okay, that is shown in their dress, it is shown in their hand, it is shown in their wallpaper, it is shown in their life. So what you worship can be seen in your house. That's why I make sure I put a big painting of my Guruji. That is what I worship. Gnana, Sadguru. And that comes in my life. You understand? What you worship, you become. So the Rajasic person worships power, wealth. Nothing wrong in that. It's not to tell this right or wrong. It is a journey. Then the Tamasic person worships ghosts. The ghosts here means actual ghosts. Okay? There are so many people whose mind are in that realm, worship ghost, death, the powers. You see them gothic. Right? Have you heard of something called as death metal? Okay, they're called Satan worshippers, means ghost. And this is a huge cult. You'll be surprised how many people are there. If you just go to a death metal concert, it's a ocean of people. Okay, there are all types of people in the world. Please don't think these are all just imaginary concepts. You will find such people. You just have to go to the right place. Okay, you can find the Sattvic people gathering, the Rajasic people gathering, and Tamasic people gathering also. You go there, they're worshipping ghosts, they're dressed like ghosts, they also look like ghosts, they shout like ghosts. Okay, then they become ghosts. So is worship clear? Then there is food. The Sattvic people, they eat delicious, healthy food, ultimately food that doesn't destroy existence and doesn't destroy their body. You are what you eat. That's the basic principle. You are what you eat. If you have a problem with what you are, it is because of what you eat. Body and mind. Body and mind is because of what you eat. Okay, change your food, you will change the body and mind. So Sattvic person, the food, see now in modern day, in earlier days, non-vegetarians, what used to happen is the Kshatriyas or whoever used to eat meat. The only way you could get meat is by you hunting it. Okay, you kill the animal and you get it and you eat it. Okay, you process it. Nowadays, the animal is available in the supermarket. The pain and the suffering of the animal is completely hidden. You understand? It's available like biscuit. Okay, you think and you equate. Okay, it's as easily available as a biscuit. It's packed like a biscuit. It's packed like a vegetable. That completely hides the suffering behind that. Okay, but the Sattvic person puts the discrimination even in the food. It's a discrimination brought to food. And it's a conscious choice made. And consciously, I want to choose something that doesn't destroy my body. Why on earth would I put something inside my body which will destroy my body? Okay. Now, all the taste happens only in this part. Please understand. Beyond this part, there's no taste. There's no such thing as taste. All the taste only happens here. And it's only for some time, few minutes. Now, for a few minutes of taste, which only happens in this part, why should I destroy my whole body, which is lifelong? The sattvic person has a dhamma. It's called dhamma. Dhamma is discrimination in the food and has a mastery of the food. Then the rajasic person eats bitter, very spicy, salty food that is cause irritation in the body, inflammation in the body. Okay, in the modern language, I'll tell inflammation, inflammatory food. And many of the chronic diseases are because the root cause is inflammation. Okay, whatever is causing inflammation ultimately causes chronic disease in the body. So you cure inflammation in the body, that is the root cause. You start curing many, many diseases. And to cure inflammation, you have to cure your kitchen, your table, your dining table. Then, but the tamasic person eats unhealthy food, stale food, leftover, impure. Okay, and that food, it's like complementary. The person is tamasic, eats tamasic food. The tamasic food makes him more tamasic. Okay, the rajasic person is rajasic. The food that he eats is rajasic. The food makes him more rajasic. Okay, and the sattvic person is sattvic. The food that he eats makes him or her more sattvic and supports his sadhana. So food can become so these are three different types of food: sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Then yajna, sattvic person, when this person does yajna, it's again coming from discrimination, Jnana, from the understanding of scripture, as per the scriptures. Okay, and it's done in the true form of yajna. The yajna simply means offering. Okay, the offering is done without any expectation. For the sake of offering, that's called giver consciousness. I told you giving consciousness. The sattvic person is giving consciousness. But the rajasic person, the yajna is done for some personal benefit and to show and to tell other people that I can do yajna. So that's why somebody donates money to the hotel, money to the temple. Then the person wants to give a slip, tax exemption slip. Okay, you get tax exemption if you donate. The person tells, I don't need any tax exemption. I just want to offer. Then there's another person who does offering. It's a big amount. I'm giving a big amount. I don't just want a slip. I don't want tax exemption. You have a board there, no? I want to put my name there. So and so donated. Okay, my name should be there. That is the intention, Rajasic person. Then there's a Sattvic person. The Sattvic person has no understanding. This person has no faith, has no Shraddha. Okay, he has no respect for scriptures, he or she. He's just living in a delusional concept, full with beliefs. Okay. And then there's charity. The charity also is not arbitrary. Krishna gives the wisdom of charity in this chapter. The charity is actually called dana, which is dharma. So dharma has three aspects: yajna, dana, tapas. Okay. What is dharma? If somebody asks you what is dharma, this is the answer. Yajna, dana, tapas, chaiva. Yajna means living the life, panchayagna, offering. Dana and tapas. Tapas is self-purification. Dana is charity. Charity means there's a sattvic charity. This is called dharma. Charity is, I understand I am doing well for whatever reason. I'm walking the path of dharma. I'm applying my skills. I'm earning some money. And I understand the law that I grow by giving. So I do investments. When I have wealth, if I just retain my wealth, it will die. Like if you have 1 lakh or 10,000 pounds, just to keep it like that, inflation will eat it up. So what you do, you will invest it, right? To grow that 10,000 euros or 1 lakh, you will invest it. So please understand, investment is just not investing the money. Investment is also investing in your health, in relationship, that's also investment. In satsang, in guru, in shastra, all that is investment. Dana is another type of investment that will protect you. And why do you invest? So it will protect you in the future. In the same way, dana will protect you in the future. So this person does dana without any expectation. The dana is done because I have grown, because of the grace of the Lord. And that grace of the Lord is operating through me. So one day, Swami Vivekananda, he was collecting from people to build Ramakrishna Ashram. So one very wealthy white person, foreigner, writes a check and gives it to him. Then Swami Vivekananda bows down, he takes it. Then the person gets angry. He tells, you don't even have the courtesy to tell thank you. I've given you a donation. You don't even have the courtesy to tell thank you. Swami Vivekananda tells, he smiles and tells, you should tell me thank you. Okay? Because I have given an opportunity for seva to you. Okay? Of course, I'm thankful. I'm deeply grateful. That's why I bowed down to you. But please don't have the attitude that I am giving charity, I am giving dana. No. It is an opportunity for me to serve. And that is sattvic dana. Okay? Whenever you give, please don't think I am giving. It is Lord who is giving through me, and it is an opportunity for me to get purified. And that is sattvic dana. The Rajasic person also gives, but it's different. It is I am giving. Okay, I am giving, so this person will remember me and he'll give me back. Okay, there's a difference in dana. And the tamasic person also gives, but the tamasic person has no discrimination. He gives indiscriminately. Okay, giving without respect, and the way he gives also is without respect. Take it. He throws it. He throws the dana. The way of giving and the discrimination of giving. The giving also should be done. There's a discrimination applied. When to give, to whom to give, and how to give. Okay, there's a time and there's a place. There's a contextual evaluation which happens through the sattvic person out of clarity. Rajasic person doesn't care about the context, cares only about himself. Tamasic person doesn't understand himself, neither understand context, just gives. And in that giving, he loses. That's called tamasic dana. Then tapas. So I told you, yajna, dana, tapas is dharma. Sattvic tapas is based on Shraddha. And the tapas is only done for Ishvara Prapti. Tapas is only done so that I become better and better instrument of divine. So sattvic person doing tapas is like this. Sattvic person thinks of themselves as flute. Okay? And from this flute, the divine has to play music. For if the divine has to play music through me, the only thing that I have to do is become empty. You understand? If the divine has to play music through me, the only thing that I have to do is become khali, empty. Free from all my concept. Free, empty. And that's what the sattvic person. And all the tapas of the sattvic person is done to become empty, not to fill more. You understand? Not to get some powers, not to get some blessing. It's just to become khali. So that one day, Bhagavan will flow through me. The Rajasic person also does tapas. Like this guy who is a Ravana, does tapas. He does Gora tapas. He shakes the Kailasa. Okay, that is tapas. But it is to become more powerful than Bhagavan himself. Okay, the tapas is done to get power. The tapas is not so that Bhagavan operates through me. The tapas is so that I become more powerful. The tamasic person also does tapas. But in the process of doing tapas, the tamasic person, because he or she lacks understanding of tapas, he tortures the body. Okay, the body is tortured. The body is which is a Brahmarata, is disrespected. Okay, and to such a body, forget Gnana, even sitting properly also is not possible. Okay, this is the difference between the approaches of the sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, Shraddha. And the tapas is at various levels. It's a physical tapas, kaya, vacha, manasa, buddhya. Kaya is what you do with the body, physical body, with your hands and legs, right? The actions that you do. This is a verbal tapas. A Sattvic person might take a tapas that I will not speak on such a certain day as a spiritual practice. So there's a very popular practice called as Vipassana. Vipassana is very popular across the world now. It's a practice that Buddha had taught, which was as in there's a person who revived it, an Indian person in Burma called Goenkaji. Goenkaji revived it. It's a forum where 10 days you go to the Vipassana center. You don't get to talk to anybody. You cannot look anybody in the eye also. Okay, they'll give you 2 times food. There's a bell. They tells you when you have to eat, when you have to sleep. And the Buddhist meditation, the process of Vipassana that you go through, 10 days of silence. That's called tapas, example of tapas. So there's a vachik tapas, speech, control of speech. The sadhaka might tell, I will never speak foul language. Okay, I'll never use foul language, no matter what the situation, as tapas. So various types of vachik tapas. Then manasik tapas. Manasik tapas is bringing purity to the mind and heart. So tapas at various levels. And all of this is done so that Lord shines through me. Kaya, Lord, my actions become divine actions. Vacha, the Saraswati starts flowing through me. Manas, mind is filled with Bhagavan. So this is tapas. And Shraddha in tapas. Any doubts? That brings me to the last aspect of the chapter, which is Om Tat Sat. So let's chant Om Tat Sat few times. Hold your hands in the Namaskara and touch the heart center. Touch it to the heart center and gently bow down the head. Repeat after me. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Slowly open your eyes. This Om Tat Sat is the password to Brahman, consciousness. Okay. It is told it is the first words uttered by Brahmaji when the creation happened. So what is this Om Tat Sat? We'll understand. It has 3 words. Om Tat Sat. Om is a primordial vibration. Om is the entire creation. The entire creation is nothing but vibration, Shakti. Okay. Everything in creation, ultimately, according to modern science, quantum physics, is nothing but a particle. Okay. And what is a particle? If you ask, they'll tell it is a wave. What is a wave? A wave is vibration. And that vibration is called Om. Okay. The entire existence is nothing but Om, Omkara. It's a vibration. You go deeper into anything, ultimately you go back to wave. And that wave is nothing but Shakti, vibration. That is Omkara. So totality is Om. So when you say Om, it encompasses totality. Okay. The entire existence, which is the vibration. Then there's Tat. Tat is so that there is something that mind is always focused on object. This, idam. There's idam and then there's tat. So what is available to your sense organs is only this object. Okay? The world, the bodies, the humans, the world that you see. Mind is always focused on what is this idam, because it is available to sense organs. But reality is something beyond the sense organs. And that is called tat. Beyond all instruments of knowledge. So sense organs is an instrument of knowledge. Mind is an instrument of knowledge. Intellect is an instrument of knowledge. There is something beyond the instrument of knowledge. That is called tat. Okay. Then there is sat. Sat means existence. Existence you know. You don't have any questions of that. I exist. Sat is the closest to you because you know I exist. That existence is Tat. Not only you exist, that existence is common to everything in existence, in Idam. So there's Omkara, which is primordial, Tat, which is beyond. Then there's a Idam. Then you'll ask, what is Idam then? Idam is existence. I exist, space exists, air exists, Panchabhutas exist, world exists, solar system exists, everything exists. What is common to everything that you see, name and form is different, but what is common to everything in the name and form, in the object, is existence. It's called Sat. So Om, Tat, Sat is the reference to the highest principle. And that highest principle encapsulates the totality, the vibration, the one that is beyond, who is Tat, supreme reality, Sat, which is existence. So in the example of the king and the beggar example, in a dream, the king is Tat. Because for the beggar, the king is beyond sense perception. No matter what sense organ instrument the beggar has in the dream, he or she can never see the king, who is the dreamer. You understand? Everybody understands? The king is sleeping. The king dreams he's in some city and he's a beggar. The beggar can never experience the king with any sense organ. That is beyond the instruments of knowledge in the dream world. You understand? But the entire dream world is because of the king. Tat. But the king doesn't know the dream world. Okay, king is in sleep. Okay, but there's a dream world appearing. The king doesn't know. One who knows is the beggar. And who is the beggar? Is the king. And what is in the dream? The dream is nothing but what is seen, objects. And that is Omkara, happening vibration. The entire dream is nothing but the consciousness of the king. And the entire world that you see is the consciousness, is nothing but consciousness appearing as the word. And that's called Omkara. How it appears? As Omkara, primordial vibration. Then, and it is Sat. In the dream, the sky exists, the star exists, there's existence, and the beggar exists. Okay? That existence is all pervading. There's no non-existence. There's always Sat. That's called Sat. Om, Tat, Sat. Is that clear to everybody? And this Om, Tat, Sat is the key. Krishna tells, chanting this Om, Tat, Sat, in the chanting and understanding Om, Tat, Sat is the key to realization. And you can also chant Om, Tat, Sat in the beginning of an action or at the end of the action, and that action becomes sattvic. Okay, no matter what you do, if you chant Om Tat Sat, immediately you get connected to the Lord. This is your direct pathway, portal to Ishvara or the Lord. Shri Krishna tells, Om Tat Sat is the direct access pathway to Ishvara. And one is you chant it, you understand it with the teachings of the Guru, or you chant it before and after an action, and the entire action becomes sattvic. That's why all the chapters of the Bhagavad Gita end with Om Tat Sat. Many scriptures, many Prakarana Granthas, many scriptures end with Om Tat Sat or start with Om Tat Sat. Okay, because the aspiration is clarified first. Why we are here? We are not here for any other journey apart from the highest journey of liberation. We are not here for any material benefit. We are not here for any other discussion. We are setting the tone. The tone is Om Tat Sat. We are here to contemplate on the highest. We are not here for any other task. We are here for contemplation on the highest, which is Om, which is Tat, which is beyond sense perception, and which is Sat, which is existential. Okay? And which is absolute reality. There is no doubt here. It is the truth as is told by the scriptures, as by the gurus, as by the rishis, as by the Mahatmas. And Sri Krishna is again mentioning that to hold that same spirit of the highest ideal, which is Om Tat Sat, and the highest aspiration, which is moksha. Then this Hari Om Tat Sat. So you see this. So there is that is the introduction. Then there is a intuition or illumination or understanding behind the Om Tat Sat. So you see all these devices here, right? You see all these devices: laptop, phone, iPad, different laptop. What are all, you see, what is the image? Can anybody decipher this image for me? Anu, you're saying something?
Connecting to the cloud.
Connecting to the cloud, right? So there's a device, and the device is connected to the cloud. Where is the cloud? What cloud is this? Is there a physical cloud somewhere? It's a conceptual cloud. Okay, there's a cloud, but it's not a physical cloud. And the device is connected to the cloud through internet, right? The device is physical, gross, and it's connected through a medium called internet to the cloud, which is everywhere. Now, the device there are two possible data that can be accessed through the device. There's a local data, like when I do the recording on Zoom, the Zoom gives me two options: save the video locally on my computer or save it on the cloud. You understand? There's a local memory, there's a cloud memory. And the cloud memory has all memory, all record from multiple devices, countless devices. But my device has only my data, correct? In the same way, now you tell me, with your hand, you point out to me, where is your thoughts, feelings, and memory? Everybody understand the question? So you have data now, like how computer has data. You have data. What is data? Data is images, programs, some videos, right? Memories. So for what is equivalent to a computer, which has applications, images, videos, and memory. In you, it is thought, feeling, emotions, memory. Where is your thought, emotions, feeling, memory? Where's it?
In the subconscious.
Point. Wait. Let me stop this sharing and look at your faces. Yeah. Can you point out with me with your hand? Anybody? Naveen? Whole body. You're bathing in it.
Intellect, mind.
Where it is? No. Point it out to me. हाथ से दिखाओ.
No, there's an intellect, right?
Okay. Forget everything. Let's talk about memory. Okay, because ultimately it's all memory, right? From memory you access images in the computer. So basis memory, record. Where is memory? Here. Okay. Namish, here. Okay. Anybody else? Anu? Trick question. Point it out. I want you to point it out to me.
It's in the mind.
Mind is here. Huh? Radhika?
No,
It's in the subconscious, but it's in my vasanas. So it's surrounding me.
So surrounding you is like perfume, huh? Like the perfume that you are surrounding you. Where is it? Point out with your finger where it is. Here, where?
Around me.
Around
I do.
you, like a layer around you. Okay.
Yeah, because it's in my subconscious. Because of my vasanas, I get those thoughts, feelings, emotions. So it's somewhere around me.
Somewhere around you. Okay. Is somewhere around you in your subconscious, or subconscious is in somewhere around you? You're saying subconscious is somewhere around me, or is somewhere around me in subconscious?
The first one.
Subconscious is somewhere around me. It's ulta. Subconscious is only a thought, no?
Yeah.
Where is the thought? Thought is in memory.
Memory.
Where is the memory?
In the subconscious.
Where, again, you're going loop. Where is subconscious?
In the memory.
Where is memory?
In the mind.
Okay, where is mind?
In this.
In the body.
Yeah.
Where is the body?
In this prapancha.
Prapancha. Where is prapancha?
In me.
In the mind.
Yeah.
So is the mind in prapancha or prapancha is in the mind?
Prapancha is in the mind.
There's a nice
Sorry.
Kannada enlightened being who sang a song. Ni mayolo. You understand Kannada?
Yeah.
Ni mayolo, ninnolu mayo. Ni dehadologo, deha ninnologo. Right? Am I in the body or is the body in me? Am I in the world or is the world in me? When you go into Paris in the dream, you think I am in the body and I am seeing Paris. But the reality is Paris and the body both are in you. Right? So my question is, point out the memory. You tell here, the memory, the body, the mind, the thoughts, all of them are in Ishvara. Cloud, like the cloud. Nothing is local. Locally, it's not stored because that's why when you die, when the local device gets worn out, device is burnt or buried or whatever, the jiva carry forwards the data and starts another life. That means the data is not stored here. In the last class, I told you about that rat experiment, no? By that rat, they took out one part of the brain and to find out where is the memory is jumping. Because the memory is in the cloud. And that cloud is called Ishvara. You understand what is Ishvara, Lord? Lord is, so think of Lord as space. The one who holds the space, who's subtler than the space. Now, where is space? Is there space in my hand? Yes, there's space in my hand. Is there space in my body? Yes, there's space inside my body. Is there space outside my body? Yes, there's space outside the body. Okay? That's the space or the one that holds the space, who's subtler than the space, who pervades the space, is called Lord, Ishvara. He is the primordial cloud in whom all the data. So there's a Vyashti data, it's called Vyashti data, local data, and Samashti data. Samashti data is cloud data. Okay, Vyashti and Samashti. Do you understand? Vyashti is individual, Samashti is totality. So Ishvara holds Vyashti data and Samashti data. You understand? But a Vyashti individual, you only have the access to your individual records. Like you log into your internet banking, you can only see your bank balance. You can't go into somebody else's bank balance and take out the money. Okay, very good. It would have been nice, but you can't do that. You can only see you've been given a password and a username. When you put that into your bank portal, it will show you your transactions, your bank balance. But the bank server, original cloud server, it holds all records. Okay, in the same way, Ishvara holds all records. It's called Akashic records. Okay, in that Akashic records is where it stays. And you access that through your device. This is a device to access that, that's all. It doesn't stay locally. Okay, you access that, like how you get into your bank portal and see your bank balance. In the same way, you access the memory in the cloud called Ishvara. So you're always connected to Ishvara. And you don't realize that. And when you look at the other person, you see the device. You don't see the device connected to the portal, cloud. You understand? Why this teaching is given is, please understand, you are not a device with local data. You are a device connected to cloud, always. Not only you, everybody else. So that is why we have so in the picture that I showed, we have Namaskara. We do Namaskara in this country. Okay, Namaskara means, we say, when we do Namaskara, we do Hari Om or Om Tat Sat. Earlier in the olden days, there was a vacha, there's a speech, there's a word that is told when they bow down. They say Namaskara or Om Tat Sat or Pranam or Hari Om. When they do that, there is an understanding that I am bowing down to the Ishvara who you are connected to. Okay, I'm not bowing down to you. I'm not bowing down to the device. I am bowing down to that cloud through you. You understand? So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was not, he's not willing to get married. So all his friends, they take him to a dancer for him to get kama vasana and get enticed. So dancer dances and he's opening his eyes and he's looking at the woman. Okay. And all his friends are very happy. Now he is going to get married. He has tasted lust. The moment she finishes dancing and she stands in front of him, he touches her feet. He bows down. Ma, he tells. Okay. He can see the mother, divine mother in the device. Okay. Everybody else is only seeing the device, flesh and blood. A combination of flesh. But he is bowing down to the divine mother. Then one logician is brought to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa to prove that God doesn't exist. The logician gives logic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hence proved God doesn't exist. What you're seeing is illusion. Ramakrishna bows down to him. The divine mother has given you such brilliant intellect. Okay? He is able to see the divine mother in that person. So the ability to see this Om Tat Sat unlocks the reality that what I'm seeing is not individuals. It is, I'm talking to Ishvara through this person. If I'm doing seva, if I'm teaching, if I'm doing service, I am not doing service. The divine in me is doing service to the divine in the other. Now, what is the concept of individual? What is the concept of duality? What is the concept of me and other? There is only cloud and receptors of the data from the cloud. That is why when the body dies, there's all the data stored. Okay, that is creates another birth. When you realize you are not the body, mind, intellect, when you have the realization, I am that in a reality, all your data is burnt, record is formatted, device is formatted. Okay, that's called mukti, formatting. Then no more rebirth. Well, there's no data only. All data is erased. Okay. Now don't think that Gnani gets enlightened, forgets everything, no memory, nothing. Not like that. The memory exists, but the subjective part of the memory gets erased. In the memory, there are two parts. There's the objective part and the subjective part. Like you fell down, I fell down 10 years ago. It's a memory. So the Gnani has a record. Okay. Gnani doesn't mean you talk to a Gnani today, tomorrow when you meet the Gnani doesn't know who you are. No. There is a objective record, but there's no subjective record. Okay. Subjective record is I fell down. It's not there. This falling happened through this body. I did something. I said something. That is gone. Saying happened, doing happened, thinking happened. Is there. That's called pure record. You understand? And that record is not a Veshti, becomes now Samashti. Now further also, if the Gnani does something, there's no more further record creation. It is the Ishvara, the divine who is doing through the body of the Gnani. And the secret key to this is, Krishna tells, Om Tat Sat. By chanting this, by imbibing this in your life, by inculcating this in your greeting. Others, we have greeting called, hey, what's up? Or hello, or hi. What does it mean? Do they have any meaning? What is hello? What is hello, Namish?
Greeting someone.
What does it mean? It is the word uttered by the first phone call by Alexander Graham Bell. What he told in the first phone call when he did to somebody, that is what the entire humanity is telling. Hello, hello, hello. But we forget, the first word uttered by Brahmaji, who is the creator of the world, is Om Tat Sat. Now, which should you follow? Om Tat Sat, which meaning is I'm not talking to the individual, the divine in the individual, through the individual, or hello, which is meaningless. So the Sanatana Dharma is of this idol that you understand that the individual are only like the machine, receivers, like the radio, and the music is coming from somewhere else. The Ishvara is operating through. One who you're interacting with is not individual. You are talking to Ishvara. You are dealing with Ishvara. This understanding brings tremendous transformation in life. Does it change your life? To think that whoever I interact with, I'm interacting with the Lord. Okay? Then somebody abuses you. There's a deep understanding that it is coming for my upliftment, to teach me something. Otherwise, you start taking everything personally. Okay? This is the culture of Om Tat Sat, Namaskara, Hari Om. This is the final message in the chapter number 17, after Krishna talks about faith. And now, because he tells this because the chapter started with the question of Arjuna. Arjuna asked a question about faith. Because earlier chapter Krishna has told about Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. And fortunately for him, Krishna told, you are of Devic quality. Okay? Don't worry, Arjuna, you are of divine quality. But he wants to ask a question. How does somebody grow from Tamas to Rajas to Sattva to beyond? For that, this is the answer. The answer is the teaching of the Guru and the understanding of Om Tat Sat. By bringing this clarity into your life, you move from Tamas to Rajas to Sattva to Moksha, to beyond the three gunas. At any point of time, so that you don't have a doubt where I stand, all the details are given. What are the qualities of Sattva? What are the qualities of Rajas? What are Devi qualities? What are demonic qualities? Everything is already illustrated, called out. So at any point of time, you don't have a doubt. You don't need another reference point. Where do I stand? Where do I stand? You don't need to ask any guru. You only know. This is the checklist is given to you. Do you have these qualities? Do you have these qualities? Do you have these qualities? Then you fall here. Okay? You identify that and you appreciate there's an aspect of free will in you, and there's an aspect of beyond, which is beyond free will. So both, there is one aspect is yoga to purify and gnana by the teachings of the Guru. This yoga and gnana is the ultimate message. And here, Om Sat Tat Sat is given as a solution. Chanting of Om Tat Sat with the clarity of what it is, and if you chant it before and after an action or the day, you move more towards sattvic, in the sattvic bucket, and ultimately beyond that, if you're fortunate to get gnana from the Guru. So this is the chapter number 17. In the next chapter, we'll take the last chapter, which is Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. Last class is all about moksha. Everything is told now, nothing is left. Only discussion is moksha, liberation. Any doubt? Any doubt that you're not dealing with divine? You are the instrument. You're not the instrument. The one who's operating through the instrument, like how the device, see my device right now is not, there's no wire connection at all. It is a wireless connection, internet. The internet is connected to cloud. Okay. In the same way, this device has no wire connection. The last wire connection was your umbilical cord to your mother. That wire connection is cut. After that, you're a wireless device. Please understand, you're a wireless device. And the device got programmed, like how a machine gets programmed. Somebody can come and write code. People came, the society came and wrote code after code after code. That's called belief system. It put into your machine. Now you're fortunate if you had some good programs written. Some good programmer came and wrote some good programs. It's good. Okay, that good programs has gotten you to the higher understanding. Okay, that good program has brought the clarity from the Guru that you are not the device, you are not the program, you are the consciousness. Okay, not only you, Sarvam Kaluvidam Brahma. whatever you see, whoever you see, whatever, sentient, insentient, is nothing but a divine. Okay. This changes life. This heals the subconscious mind. This purifies the subconscious mind. This uproots the subconscious impressions. And that's called freedom from karma. Gnanagni datta karmani. This gnana uproots karma, heals the life. And you realize that I am the divine consciousness. And that realization is called mukti. I am the king, I am not the beggar. Okay? Shanti ji, Panna ji, clear? Viplav?
जी गुरुजी।
पन्ना जी,
यस गुरुजी।
आ गया? क्लाउड समझ में आ गया?
हाँ गुरुजी।
आपके घर में तो क्लाउड एक्सपर्ट है। सिटी क्लाउड एक्सपर्ट है। Okay, so we close for the day. In the next session, we'll take up last chapter. And if we have everybody available, we'll do the mantra initiation. Otherwise, we'll keep that to a separate day. Radhika, any doubts?
No, Guruji. No.
For the day? Okay, now, before we close for the day today, I'll teach you a Kriya technique to connect to Ishvara. Okay, it's a process of sankalpa. Okay, sankalpa means a conscious creation. Sankalpa means, so there's sankalpa and vikalpa. Life can be a conscious creation or a programmed creation. Whatever desire you have, most of the time the desire is coming from some beliefs and some programs. So that's why whenever you do some puja, homa, havan, there's a sankalpa that is made. Okay, sankalpa means a higher desire. Desire is not desirelessness. It is right desire. It's called right desire. Like how you have right thought, right action. Right action is karma yoga. Right thought is gnana. In the same way, there's something called as right desire. That right desire is called sankalpa. It is using the mind, through the mind, with a higher understanding. So what you do is, first you become clear of some idea or some desire or some aspect of your life, how you want to grow, in what aspect of your life, and have a clear sankalpa, clear image of that. Okay? First, you should have clarity. There should be no doubt between the conscious, like consciously you want something, subconsciously you want something. No. A clear, there'll be a burning desire. Okay, for some people it might be, I'm suffering with some disease, I want healing, some change, some growth or enlightenment, guru, realization, anything. What you seek in life, sankalpa, or for the country has to prosper, right? A vision for the country, a vision, a clear vision. And that vision is like a seed. Think of the vision like a seed. Okay, that seed has to be sown in the right soil. In the wrong soil, it will get destroyed. If you sow the seed in your own subconscious mind, your own subconscious mind is filled with parthenium. Okay, filled with viruses. Other programs will come and eat it up. It has to be sown in the pure soil. That's why when you go to temple, people tie something around the tree, or you offer it to the divine. Okay, because you're what is that? Outsourcing the responsibility of the seed. So here, sankalpa is depositing that seed into Ishvara directly through the Ajna chakra. Is it clear? Any doubt? First have sankalpa, then that sankalpa you have to send through the Ajna chakra to the Ishvara. Now the Ishvara is beyond time and space. That beyond time and space you can only understand by expanding your horizon of the mind. So you need to visualize the farthest you can visualize a star light years away, as if it's light years away, and you're seeing it through your mind's eye. Okay, so have your head slightly up, as if you're seeing through the third eye, center of the forehead. Visualize and see as we are looking at a star, like light years away. Okay, very, 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 very far. You're seeing it through your mind's eye. The mind's eye, I'm looking at a star which is beyond galaxies, universes, very far away, light years ahead. There's no physical instrument to see it, but my third eye, I'm able to see something so far away and move the mind that far. And okay, open your eyes. You're all able to do that. So do that, and then become aware of the sankalpa. Clear picture, very clear picture. Okay, and that picture, you have to make it present moment. Because Bhagavan is always in the present. Bhagavan doesn't understand past and future. Because there's no such thing as past and future. Past and future are conceptual, only in the mind. Bhagavan is always present, presence in this right now. You understand? So that image should be of, although it's a seed, it should be of the tree now, as if it's now. You understand? Any doubts, anybody? As if it is now. And it should be discriminative. It should not be fantasy. I want a unicorn with 10 legs. Okay, it should be in sync with your conscious mind. I want to live 120 years, 30 years, like that. Not something fun, impossible. It should be really, it should very difficult, okay. Realistic, in tune with reality of your life, and a higher vision. Okay. Don't worry about how it will happen. Your job is not to worry about how it will happen. Like you do when you put the seed, you don't worry how the universe makes it into a tree. No, it's not your problem. Your job is to put the seed. Same way, put the seed, but have the vision of the tree. For example, to give an example, if somebody has to visualize, just as an example, I would visualize, have a sankalpa for Bharat Mata. I visualize, I can see that in the world records, whichever newspaper, magazine, India is the richest #1 country. I can see the wordings. India is the #1 economy, #1 business center. People are prosperous. Right? A clear picture of that. Okay, you understand that? So a very clear picture. There will be a lot of things that you cannot visualize, but narrow it down to one element that you can visualize. Is it clear? But it has to be pictorial. You understand? It should be an image, not a thought. Can everybody do that? You can open your eyes and just discuss first. Is everybody clear over what is sankalpa? If it is something in your life, you have to see yourself like that.
Yes, Guruji, it is clear.
And the sankalpa has to be twofold. Atmano mokshartam jagat hitaya. It should be dharmic sankalpa. Because dharmic sankalpa, the whole totality will come immediately to the help. Because it's for totality. Okay. So it's personal and total. Not only just personal. Personal and total. Is that clear? So if you're not able to immediately do something, not think of something, don't force it. Okay. Just follow the process. Later, when the clarity comes, you can follow this process. Okay. For those who have the clarity now, can do it. Others can use some immediate requirement and do it. And then when you become absolutely clear in your life, you can do the process. Is it clear? This process of sankalpa and seeking the grace from Ishvara. So it is putting the seed in Ishvara, sending the message to Bhagavan, and it will come in Bhagavan's inbox. High priority. Okay, shall we start? Close your eyes. Let us chant Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Become aware of the center of the forehead, Ajna Chakra. Relax. Let the breathing be deep, natural, gentle. Clearly visualize the idea, have a sankalpa for your life, for your family, for the country, for the world. Have a clear sankalpa. Narrow it down to one image, one clear image, as clear as possible. That image, as if it's a reality today. Appreciate the image as reality and the change that that idea, image, sankalpa has brought into your life. Experience in your heart the joy of the reality of that idea, sankalpa, image. Experience the gratitude to the Lord for bringing that idea to reality in your life, in the world. With the joy and gratitude in the heart and the clear image, send the image through the third eye, deep into space, as far as possible to the distant star, light years away. Now receive the light back from the distant star, from the deep outer space consciousness, a beam, a laser beam of light back to your Ajna Chakra. Receive the grace. Om Tat Sat. Rest your awareness in the third eye center, center of the forehead. Join your hands in Namaskara and touch the forehead. Bow down to the totality. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. My pranams to all. Slowly open your eyes. So is everybody able to do it? Naveen, Anu, Shantiji?
Yes, Guruji.
So in life is about having a highest idea, okay? An impossible idea. So that's how Swami Vivekananda used to tell. It's how great beings are made. The only thing that differentiates a great being from a normal being is the idea. This person has a very big idea for totality. And the idea is very clear to them. And they dedicate their life to that idea until that idea becomes reality. It's an impossible idea. So Buddha is the whole world has to become enlightened. He might achieve half the world, which is still okay. Okay. Then that can be on all these great leaders you see, they have an ideal, have to build an empire. It's a big ideal. In that they'll be able to achieve some aspect of some part of it. But in the process of achieving it, they grow. Otherwise, you get stuck in revolution. I told you last time, revolution or evolution. The evolution is consciously picking up an idea. And how do you know the conscious picking up? You have to consciously choose it by association with the right people, by association with the right thought process. So it's like this. Let's say you're dead, and the reporter has to write 5 lines about you. What will the reporter write? What the reporter will write is a choice that you have now. You understand? Yeah, the reporter can write, okay, this person, and they can write, this person had a family, had a life, lived an ordinary life, okay, did a job, enjoyed this entertainment, and then died. Or you can change that. This person radiated peace, love, or this person became a teacher, influenced many people. This person became a great technology person, great artist, great musician, or this person became the parent of some other great person. She was a mother of Swami Vivekananda, right? It's a choice. It's a conscious choice. And you have to move in that direction. What you can create is in your hand. If you don't use it, unconsciously what is programmed will go on. So you tell me what you want that report to say, 5 lines. You have to think about it. My report will say this very clearly. Okay, this person was a disciple of this Sadguru, and he was he dedicated his life to teaching, bringing clarity of the Vedanta to many people across the world, hopefully. And all of this without living an ordinary life, creating beautiful human beings and art, and has left behind probably a collection of priceless art and people, divine people. Okay, with that, I'll feel fulfilled. You have to decide what your 5 lines should be. And please understand, nobody is putting a boundary that this is what it should be. It's only a boundary of belief. Okay? It is what you say it will be. Okay? And what you will say will be conditioned by your belief. That is why the Bhagavad Gita has a shloka in Dhyana shloka, Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langate girim. When the grace of the Lord comes, even the Muka will start speaking and the handicapped will climb the mountain. It's not literal. Meaning both will achieve feats beyond their conceptualized constraints, beyond their belief systems. They could not imagine. Muka will speak means one who cannot speak words of wisdom will start speaking words of wisdom, truth. Okay? And one who is, and there is an example of our founder of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada. An ordinary man, 70-year-old man, poor, very poor. Okay? But Krishna's eye falls on him, gone. He becomes a world teacher. Does the impossible, building 108 beautiful temples across the world. It's not a ordinary feat. So we, ordinary people, to buy 1-2 houses, we spend our whole life in mortgage. To build such glorious monuments, rich, glorious temples, is not ordinary feat. That is Bhagwan's grace. So this is to tell you, don't think as an individual. That is, you are connected to the cloud, Bhagwan. Okay, and you are here to be the channel for that Bhagwan's divinity. Do that. And not only do that in your life, be that so that you inspire that in the children and the next generation. Okay, you awaken that in the next generation. Otherwise, where are they going? You need to be the light. That's why we chant in the satsang, typically in the physical satsang, the bhajan called Jyot se Jyot Jagao. Jyot se Jyot Jagao. So you're a lamp, you light another lamp. That lamp will light another lamp. Then there'll be a big fire. Okay, the world needs the fire of wisdom, peace, compassion, and love. And that will happen through you. Don't think somebody else's headache. Some Krishna will come, some Rama will come, some Buddha will come, he'll do it. Okay? You have to become instrumental. And in the process, you'll grow. Please think, in the process, you will grow. Your life will become divine. You will find realization, peace. Right? It will start radiating what you will offer to existence. Existence will give back to you. Your house will get filled with love and peace and wisdom. Because you have the intention of that for the world. Okay? So hope it's clear. Hope everybody was able to visualize and seek the blessing from the Lord. So Pannaji, were you able to do it? Namish, Biplav, Shantiji?
Yes, Guruji.
Okay, so in the next class, we'll meet again for the last chapter of the Gita. With that, we will complete Gita Jnana Yajna. So I'll tell you the glory of Gita Jnana Yajna in the next class. So all of you have participated, and the Gita Jnana Yajna has a Phalashruti, Yajna Phala. It's called Yajna Phala. And Yajna Phala is immeasurable. Okay, Lord just showers. And I'll talk more about it in the next session. Okay, picture abhi baki hai. So we'll meet in the next session. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hari Om, Guruji.